Okay, our next subject is resolution of the dominant 7 chord. And the most important thing you have to remember about this 18th century attitude about the dominant 7 chord is, as far as voice leading is concerned, the most important voice to look at is the 7th and its resolution. And the resolution always resolves down if it's a chord that allows for it to to do that. Meaning, the 5-7 chord, as you probably remembered, 5 oftentimes resolves to 1, right? That's a circle progression. And so when it's in that type of relationship, the 7 will naturally, when it resolves down properly, go to the 3rd of the 1 chord. So I'll have an illustration of that. First, I'm just going to do it with simple triad and treble clef. Here's the G7. G7 in C major is the 5-7. As I mentioned, the 7th, the F, will resolve, and the resolution must resolve down. It goes down a whole step, or rather half step, excuse me, whole step if it was in C minor, but it will resolve down a scale degree. In the key of C major, the scale would produce an E natural. That is the most important resolution of that dominant 7 chord. Now, if we do it in 4 voices, you're going to see how that would play out. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and erase this, although I do want to put down that the resolution goes to a 1 chord. Eventually, one of those voices would go to a C. Okay, so I'm going to put it in 4 voices. All right, I'm going to take the key of C, 5-7. Let's put that G way down here. And I'm going to create a chord that's not entirely, voiced, just 3rd bond 3rd. I'm going to have some pretty big intervals here. I'm going to put the 3rd here, root, 3rd. We need the 5th and the 7th. And so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put the 7th here, and I'm going to put the 5th way up here. Interesting. Which of course is my choice. Now, that is a G dominant 7 chord in root position because the G is the lowest note. Now, the note that you want to look at is the 7th. That's F. This note F must go to E. That's the first note you think of for resolution. Okay? Then, what you can do is take the next set of notes, and that would be that the root most likely will go, of the bass, go up there, because we want root to root. Then the next choices are really, where can the next set of notes go that is as close as possible to a chord tone of C. So when I'm looking at these notes, one of the things I'm looking at is I see the 5th, and I go, well, the 5th could either go to the root C, or it can go to an E, or it can go to a G. And so since I kind of want to have all the elements available to me, but I don't want to move very far, I'm going to make that D go to a C. Now, what you'll notice is that top voice now is in contrary motion with the bass, so that's a good move for the tonic. Now I have one more note left, and that would be the tenor. And the tenor, at this point, I don't think I want to double the root again. It would be hidden octave, and plus I don't want to have a triple root. I am missing the element of the 5th, so traveling down to the 5 is not too far, and plus it's in contrary motion with the C. So that would be an acceptable movement to make. So most important though is the seventh. Seventh is resolving down. Okay? In that situation there. Now, that means when you're looking at dominant 7 chords, regardless of the inversion, you're always trying to identify where the 7th is and make sure that it's resolving down a scale degree if you're going from a 5/7 to a 1. And a 5/7 to a 1 is going to be the highest percentage of places that the dominant 7 chord is going to go to. And yes, it can go to other chords. And when it does, there's going to be some other special considerations. And so I'm going to show that in another video. This was mainly to produce and to show that you must resolve the 7th. Okay? I'm going to also show you what it looks like if I do it in C minor as well. Let me get rid of that highlighter. Okay, C minor. Now we know the key of C minor has 3 flats. Okay, B. Come on now. All right. Now, the same chord though, 5/7 is going to be G7. This time though, because it's harmonic minor, everybody, I'm going to put the notes in the same place. Same notes. Root, 3rd, 7, 5. This time though, this note B needs to be B natural. Why? We're in harmonic minor. And harmonic minor dictates that you have to raise the leading tone. The leading tone is B. So, same result though. The F, which is the 7th, resolves down a scale degree, but now the note is E flat instead of E natural. So that's the reason for saying scale degree, because depending on what scale you're in, it will either be a half step, like it is in major, or a whole step, like it is in harmonic minor. I'm going to go ahead and resolve the same places though, because the chord will still work that way. So we still have G7 as a major chord with a minor 7, then resolving to C minor. Same voices, same resolution, because the 7th must resolve down. So that's a very important distinction to make when you're going from 5/7 to 1 in a minor key, harmonic minor key, as opposed to a major key. You must raise that 7th degree. But the 7th still resolves exactly the same. All right.